Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors, including real fishing and hunting situations involving wildlife. We do our best each week to bring you tasteful content, but viewer discretion is advised. Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week, we head to Snow Hill and go back in time to the days of Ebenezer Scrooge. We meet Tabitha Lenhart, the November recipient of the WBOC Mountaire Farm-to-Table Scholarship. We get some figure skating coaching in Easton when we head back to Scorchy's Corner. And we join Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the Roxana Volunteer Fire Company as they try to bring some Christmas magic to the families in their community. Those stories and more come your way right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show dedicated to commitment of conservation and to the community that makes Delmarva's outdoors such a hidden gem here in the Mid-Atlantic. My name is Jason Lee, and why, yes, I am giving blood, and at this time of year, it's probably just as good to give as it is to receive.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Jason Lee.
We're all very familiar with A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, but have you ever wanted to travel back in time and be a part of that particular time in history? Well, in Snow Hill, they're doing just that.
Snow Hill is known for its small-town charm and history. And as we're finding out, they really know how to do the holidays right. Imagine, if you will, walking through 1840s England. There's a bite to the December air, but Christmas cheer seems to keep the cold at bay. From those in their wintry best to storefront windows decorated to celebrate the season, it's just enough to bring a song to your heart.
He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is coarse and brown. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say, "No, man." But you can.
It was pretty chilly on the day we went out, and there was also the threat of rain. So the performances that would normally be held on the Green Street stage were held inside the old firehouse. Caroling wasn't the only form of entertainment that day, as Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol was performed live in one act for those who braved the December chill.
Not the man I was. I'm not the man I would be, but for tonight, why show me all this if all hope is past?
And the day wouldn't be complete without some ice skating in Sturgis Park. They say you're only as old as you feel, and when you get out onto the ice, the kid in you gets the chance for some holiday fun, even if you aren't a skater.
Yes, when you ask me, do I skate?
That is a no.
That is a no. That's right. That is a no.
Worcester County will be hosting Free Skate, Open Skate, the last week of December, December 27th through the 30th, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
All right, so that's the next time I can come down here and try my skills out.
Yes.
How many have you had come through?
We've had close to 100 people come through over the past 3 weeks, and we're hoping to see more.
All right, and how can they find out more about the skate?
You can visit experiencesnowhill.com. That's our downtown Snow Hill website with all of our events. Or you can follow us on what's happening in Snow Hill on Facebook.
All right, I think that's good for me before I fall down and really hurt myself.
My thanks to the town of Snow Hill for having such a great event and letting us be a part of it. It's always a good time there. Still on the way, we're going to get some coaching lessons in the world of figure skating as we head back to Scorchy's Corner. And as you just saw, I could probably use a couple. But coming up next, we will meet Tabitha Lenhart, our November recipient of the WBOC Mountaire Farm-to-Table Scholarship. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. My name is Jason Lee, and why, yes, I am donating blood right now here at the Blood Bank of Delmarva's Dagsboro Donor Center, and I am giving a double red, and I'm not entirely sure what that means, but Kate knows. Kate, what does double red mean?
So we're going to get 2 packed red cells from Jason and give him back his plasma. And that way we will have 2 units of the red cells from 1 donor, less antibodies for that next patient if they need multiple units. And Jason is doing a great job at it.
Awesome. Let's meet Tabitha Lenhart, the November recipient of the WBOC Mountaire Farm to Table Scholarship.
So when I first came into this barn and I started interacting with the animals, it was such a great experience for me. I was already interested in the health career, but it was just something about being around animals and knowing agriculture and what it does for people that really drove me to want to be a part of it. Be a part of something bigger that could leave an impact on not only myself but other people. I think people come into FFA and they think that it's about farming, you're going to be a farmer, and I honestly think that the bigger picture of it is you're just learning to be a basic individual in your community, a more educated individual in your community. You learn to provide for others, you learn to not take things for granted, and you learn to be a lot more selfless. So I think it just helps you gain a lot of general skills that you don't necessarily need to be a farmer, but need to just be a good member of your community.
I think it's no secret when you look statistically at the age of our farmers. It's continuously rising and there's less and less people getting in the industry. I think what everybody's used to when they hear the word agriculture is thinking farmers, but what they don't recognize is how big the agriculture industry is. And it doesn't matter what your background is, there's a role that you can play. Everyone in the world is a part of the agriculture industry as a consumer, but the role that you can play can be unique depending on what your strengths are. So it's exciting for someone like myself to be able to recognize someone like Tabby and figure out what her strengths are, what her interests are, and how she can apply herself to the agriculture industry, specifically here in Delaware, for the future. She's one of the first students that I really recognized as someone that came from a non-traditional ag background, but was someone that was immersing herself in ag any chance she could. And any opportunity that we had here at school, whether it be inside a classroom or inside the FFA, she wanted to take the opportunity to learn more about agriculture, to see how she could apply herself and gain those hands-on experiences that could prepare her for her future. Yeah, I think the motto that we would have here at Milford would be whenever anybody walks in, we want to make them a better version of themselves, right? And what that looks like is completely unique to every student. And obviously when that student walks in, we want them to learn the curriculum that we're teaching them or the content we're teaching them. But we really want them to learn much more than that. We want them to be someone in the community that can make a difference. We want them to come out of here feeling as if they're hardworking, someone that has a work ethic. It's something that's important no matter what employer you go to. We want them to leave here being knowledgeable. We want them to be knowledgeable in their area of interest, so that they have a passion, because that passion is going to fuel their work ethic. And I think overall, when we think about what we expect from our students and what we teach our students, we teach them to be leaders, right? We teach them to do the right thing. We teach them to excel whatever workplace environment they're in so that they can be the leaders for the future.
Tabby is such an advocate for our program and for our members. She has really stepped up. She really got into FFA again her junior year. She didn't get to start in freshman, so she kind of really jumped head on into learning about the FFA and just seeing all the opportunities. And once she did, she realized what a great experience it was to become an officer of our chapter. So her serving as vice president, she does a lot of the organizing of events and really connecting with members. She dives in and she's not afraid to go sit next to a member that, maybe kind of off to the side, not sure what's going on, and she'll just be, hey, how are you? And really connect with that member. So she's always willing to take that step in and connect with anyone and everyone of our membership to kind of make us a whole big group. Also at the leadership phase, she's not afraid to ask questions. She asks so many questions, and for a high school student, that's huge, because she is not afraid to share her perspective and get clarification on anything she needs. So when we have officer meetings or other events like that, she really makes sure she knows what she's doing and makes sure she's prepped for everything.
How couldn't you appreciate agriculture? I mean, we basically get everything that we need from it. I mean, we live off of it, we learn from it, and it's something that like everybody should take the opportunity to learn about and to be able to get involved with at least once in their life.
Tabitha Lenhart, for your commitment to feeding the world like we do at Mountaire Farms, it's my pleasure to present to you the WBOC Mountaire Farm to Table Scholarship Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are so honored to partner with Mountaire to bring the Farm to Table Scholarship to area high school students. And if you have somebody that you'd like to nominate or to get more information, just search for Farm to Table Scholarship at WBOC.com. Coming up next, we head back to Scorchy's Corner as we do a little figure skating. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. My name is Jason Lee, and I'm here at the Blood Bank of Delmarva's Dagsboro Donor Center. And as you saw in that very first segment, I'm not much of an ice skater, but the folks in Scorchy's Corner this week very much are.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
Just stroke.
Jerry Blair is a professional ice skating instructor at Talbot Community Center in Easton.
All right, crew, we're going to do forward crossovers, counterclockwise. All set. Take your positions. All set. Ready, go. Stretch the arms
Jerry
out.
Blair was a Canadian junior figure skating champion in the days of his youth. He fell prey to the charms of Delmarva in retirement after a visit here some 30 years ago.
I knew at that time that one day when I retire, this is where I want to live. And I was lucky enough to pull it off, and here I am.
The Talbot Community Center is much richer by that decision. Jerry Blair's extensive skating background, which includes 10 years as a coach at Bowling Green University, gives that arena an outstanding touch of teaching professionalism. And even after 47 years on ice, this skater and teacher extraordinaire remains ever the perfectionist.
I hear some scratching. We don't want to hear any scratching.
In retirement, Jerry is happy living the life of a freelancer.
Right now, I enjoy the teaching more than I have in many, many years because I don't have to do so much of it. I know it lasts only 6 months, and then I can spend my time playing and doing whatever I like, and I enjoy working with youngsters. Now, we would have been happier if your leg, the one that's up in the air, if that had been beautifully stretched out.
20-year-old Kim Catralis, his most advanced student, sums up Jerry Blair best.
Jerry is what champions are made of, his techniques and style. In my opinion, he is comparable to any national pro that you see the skaters. His techniques are incredible, and I hope to learn, as much about his techniques and skating as I possibly can.
Scorchy Taws wandering our Delmarvelous land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is presented by Shorts Marine, online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know?
The number one reason why people need donated blood is for cancer.
Did you know?
That O positive and O negative are the two highest demand blood types.
And did you know?
You can donate a pint of whole blood every 56 days.
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. My name is Jason Lee, and I've been on several toy drives before, but nothing quite like what the Roxana Volunteer Fire Department had me go on.
This year we have 8 nights scheduled for our Christmas drive, toy drive. We reach out to our communities and our fire district. We ride up and down roads, blowing sirens, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. In the community, support has been overwhelming. They give, and we know there's a need in our community. Santa Mrs. Claus are volunteers in the department, fire department, and the auxiliary, and they love it. We extended it this year because we found in previous years we had less nights, but we were staying out till 9 or 9:30 at night, and most children are in bed 8 or 8:30, so we had to change things.
Oh my gosh.
The High Tide Church has reached out to our local schools, and they provide the names to them and what their needs are. We collect all the toys, and we meet High Tide Church here, and they collect them, and then they fulfill the needs of the communities. Just know there's a need out there. You may not see it, you may not know it, but I think we should all be thankful for what we have, because somebody's less fortunate than you are. And our membership here, both on the fire department and the auxiliary, both recognize that. As you'll see later in the parade that we're going to have, we're going to be fully staffed. We're going to put lots of apparatus on the road. And all these are volunteers. They're here because they want to. And our partnership between the fire company, auxiliary, and the community has just been overwhelming. Just know that the need is out there. You may not see it, but we're just out here to try to help others.
Get outdoors, Delmarva!
What a great cause, and what a great way to go about getting those toys to make Christmas morning just a little bit brighter for kids in the Roxana community. Coming up next, we'll wrap up the show with your latest viewer photos presented by our friends at North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva, we'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest photos, thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Christopher Bowden of Powellville shared this great-looking photo. He joined his cousin, 12-year-old Bryce Hastings, who harvested this big buck during youth weekend. 10-year-old Grayson Idolotz, also from Powellville, harvested this beautiful 8-pointer. Rob Ford of Parsonsburg is pictured here with his, at the time, 8-day-old son Beckett and an 8-pointer. The Griffith boys were out ripping lips in Delaware as JR reeled in this striper, while Jace got a largemouth bass and a short flounder. Sierra Berry of Mardella Springs harvested this great-looking buck in Wicomico County. 16-year-old Coulter Elliott of Federalsburg harvested this huge 9-pointer. 11-year-old Luke Townsend of Georgetown shows off the pair of bufflehead drakes he got. 13-year-old Gavin West of Snow Hill harvested his first 9-pointer. Alexis Abbott of Somerset County made her first harvested doe a generational event as she went hunting with her pop-up using her mum-mum's rifle. And Herbert Jones of Princess Anne is quite the horizon photographer, sharing with us these beautiful photos.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for stopping by, and keep sending in those viewer photos by emailing outdoors@wboc.com. Remember to like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget about our YouTube channel, because that's where you can find all of our previous episodes. My thanks to the fine folks here at the Blood Bank of Delmarva's Donor Center in Dagsboro, and of course to Kate for taking good care of me, and for Brian Shepard for hooking us up with the Did You Know. If you'd like to make your appointment to donate blood, just go to delmarvablood.org. My name is Jason Lee, and we'll see you right back here, but until then, we hope to see you outdoors, Delmarva.
You've been watching Outdoors Delmarva, which is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And sponsored by Shorts Marine. Everything but the water. Happy holidays from all of us at Outdoors Delmarva.